Hi folks, today we're going to take a look at That Surprise Witness TV. If you don't remember, she is the fangirl that was helping Long Island with his Danbury case. Well, she's back, trying to say that the Nassau County Police are a mob or a gang who are stalking and trying to silence Long Island's First Amendment rights. And I do apologize in advance, guys. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, and I'm not the usual chipper self I usually am. But I still want to bring you guys some quality content, and I will apologize also in advance for some of the jump cuts I have to make, because this is a long video with a lot of useless information. So, with all that being said, let's get into today's video.
Fine Wednesday. I am doing quite well. I do have a little bit of a Georgia court update. I uploaded a short. If you missed that, I did do that today. So make sure you check that out. So a lot of y'all have been asking me over the past 2 or 3 days, what is going on with Sean Reyes? Can you go back and cover his case again? Because he is facing some tyranny with the NYPD. Okay, update. I don't know why I said NYPD. It's not the NYPD. He's being stalked and harassed by the Nassau County Police Department, led by Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder. If I say NYPD again, that's incorrect. It's the Nassau County Police Department.
Well, at least she got the corrections right. But let's see what else she gets wrong in this video.
Come to find out, woo, yes, he is. So unfortunately, I've not been able to keep up with the story as it has been happening, but I did kind of start catching up a little bit today. If you want to know the whole story, I would suggest you do head over to his channel. And I have it pulled up here, so I'll just show y'all. This is his channel, Long Island Audit.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
And I think the video you want to start with for this whole saga is this one. County police try to violate journalists' rights. Let me see. Oh, Lord, we got the duck people. What's their names? Okay, this video right here. County police try to violate journalists' constitutional rights. Massive walk of shame. Okay, so he posts this from the Nassau County Social Services Department, and from there, basically, calamity ensues. So, like I said, I do think it's several videos now. There's been court cases, there's been protective orders. I mean, it is a fiasco. And I watched one of Sean's videos last night, and now I'm going to report on it a little bit here. I think, and it seems like Sean thinks, and this is just my opinion. I mean, I don't know anything, but
Well, if you know what they say about people and opinions, you know what they think about her. But anyways, if you don't know all the facts to the story, why not take the time out to research it properly, then cover it? I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to just go and take a day to learn all you could. Maybe reach out to Sean and try to get his information, because let's not forget, you're his #1 fangirl.
it seems like maybe this targeted harassment that Sean is facing is coming from a place of the police trying to hide something. I'll let Sean speak for himself here, but in particular in today's video, I want to talk about a video that Sean did just upload last night. Actually, he just streamed it last night. If you go to the live tab up at the top, my life is in danger. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the man said his life is in danger.
Shenanigans.
No.
Shenanigans.
No.
As you can see, it is, and I have watched the whole thing. I hate whenever I watch stuff on my TV and then I come in here, it's like not logged in and it makes it look like I haven't watched it. So My Life is in Danger. He streamed it 18 hours ago. It's about 40 minutes long. And I would definitely invite y'all to, even if you don't know all of the story and you don't want to start from the very beginning, he does lay out what happened in the very beginning of this video. So if you want to just jump into this story, I think this is a fine place to start. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to let Sean explain it for himself, but it's so, I was going to say mind-blowing. It's not that mind-blowing. It's infuriating that the government continues to get away with this. And so I did just the most basic amount of research, and I want to...
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So, just doing the basic dive into information is what makes you a journalist. Wow. You know, you could have spent the day, like I said before, you could have spent the day digging into this, watching the videos, maybe getting a hold of Sean and finding out what's really going on. But you're a fraud or super fan, and so I'm going to treat you like one. You're not a journalist. you're just a frauditor. And if you're going to have the gall to call yourself a journalist or act like one, maybe do the work like they do.
To show y'all what I found as well. I cut out about 7 or 8 minutes worth of Sean's video from yesterday. That's 40 minutes long. We're going to talk about that here, and I'm going to show y'all that 7 or 8 minutes. But again, I'm going to leave it linked down below, and y'all should go watch the full video because Sean does come with a lot of receipts. He's been doing an investigation of his own. He's trying to like actually financially audit this fund. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But today, we're just going to be reacting to a recent incident that thankfully Sean did catch on the surveillance footage of his house. So,
well, we've all seen the live stream of him saying the cops are chasing him down and his lies, but I am going to leave something in leading up to it. But after that, we'll be jumping straight to the body cam footage because I feel what I'm about to leave in is highly important to, well, showing how dumb this frauder really is.
according to Sean, and according to what I saw on the surveillance footage that he has now released, he's being stalked and harassed in a jurisdiction where they don't belong, where they don't have authority, and these police officers are not identifying themselves as police officers. So he's literally being gang stalked. I mean, I wish there was a better word, but that's what's happening, in my opinion. And that initial August 28th incident at the Social Services Department, that kind of sparked this whole cascade avalanche moving forward.
What happened was the building closed, so nothing was resolved that day.
So he went back and forth with the cops that day, like bickered with them back and forth. Nothing was resolved. The building closed, so he couldn't go back in. So he's going to describe going back again another time.
I went back the next day, and when I went back the next day, that video you haven't seen yet because they had seized my camera as evidence and they will not give it back to me. So I went there recording yet again, spoke with the officer. An attorney for the Department of Social Services, David Carl, handed me a 2-page memo explaining why
He has a video of this incident, I believe, as well. If you go to the videos tab and you look at the most recent videos, he does have all these videos, so y'all can go and watch them. But he's just kind of given the rundown leading up to this very terrifying evidence that he's now gathered of being legitimately gang stalked by people who are not in any way representing themselves as police officers.
I didn't
Shenanigans.
No, 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 no.
Shenanigans.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's some shenanigans we're going to have to break down here. First off, he's just said he hasn't released the video of him being arrested because the video in question hasn't been released because it's been seized on his phone. Well, you're misleading people by saying he has that video out there. Secondly, how can you go off with that information saying it's factual when we can't confirm it or verify it? And lastly, those plainclothes detectives are actually allowed to do that. They can wear regular clothes to covertly investigate people. So they're not obvious when they're trying to go undercover to catch.
have a chance to read it. He gave me the memo. I tried to read it to understand why I wasn't licensed or privileged to be there. Why does a sign override our constitutional rights?
It doesn't.
But before I can do that, Officer Kenneth Keller, that you've seen in the original video and the subsequent follow-up, he said, "Do I have official business here?" I said, "Yeah, I have constitutionally protected business." I was about to tell him about my FOIL request as well as me asking questions of my government, and he immediately said, "Put your hands behind your back." I told him I'll leave under threat of arrest, but before I could even get that out, he said, "Nope, too late, you're under arrest." They wanted to arrest me because they did not want me asking questions of the Department of Social Services.
You're lying.
I think so too, in my opinion. Okay, so I know he just said it, but to kind of reiterate, he went to the Social Services Department on August 28th. They acted a damn fool. They went back and forth because he was recording there, and then they were trying to enforce some sign over the Constitution. They got into it, but the building closed. The next day, Sean comes back again to finish, his business, to do the FOIL request and the other things that he enumerated at the beginning here. And somebody walks up to him with 2 pieces of paper. Before he could even read the papers, he's getting arrested. He said, he wasn't even asked to leave. So to be trespassing in a public place, you have to at least be on some type of notice that you're being asked to leave and then refuse to leave. There's others.
Well, I'm not a scholar, but wouldn't him being told the day before he's not allowed to film there's a sign preventing it, and them asking him to leave, count as a verbal trespass. So that would be a notice of trespass for him. Then him coming back the following day to continue to act a fool like he was, and with unverified or corroborating evidence to prove this actually happened, is reckless on your part to count as factual.
You have to be doing, like causing a massive disruption or committing some other type of crime, but they just basically just wanted to arrest him because they're tired of dealing with him. That's really the issue. But like, unfortunately for them, it's their job.
Was arrested, released about 6 hours later.
They held him for 6 hours. They did some other messed up stuff. That's also completely documented on his channel.
On a desk appearance ticket. When I was arraigned, the district attorney's office and the district attorney of Nassau County is Ann Donnelly. She's an elected official. She was just recently elected, I believe, in 2021. Her office submitted to the court during an arraignment 8 stay-away orders of protection for 2 law enforcement officers and 6 government employees.
Okay, this lady is the district attorney of Nassau County. She's the one who signed off on these 8 stay away orders of protection. And this part of the story warrants its own video. Like, I've got to make a whole video on just how preposterous it is that these stay away orders were even granted in the very first place against Sean Reyes, because there's 8 stay away orders against public officials whenever Sean himself has done nothing to these people. And he's going to talk about,
are you stupid or something?
This. I think I left this part in, but the judge granted the stay away orders of protection based on an allegation for which there was actually no evidence. An allegation was made against Sean, and the allegation was one of Sean's followers left a comment somewhere. Again, they provided no evidence of this other than them just saying it out loud. One of Sean's followers left a comment somewhere about one of the officers' home address or something like that. Somebody commented somebody's address somewhere. And the first thing that I think is like, well, couldn't the cops have just commented their own damn address somewhere and then just said, oh, that was Sean's follower? Like, that was the first issue that I had with it. But then as I listened to Sean continue talking, he said they did not even present any evidence. No evidence. And I'm starting to think, oh, wait, hold on. This is a little bit of a mafia. This is a little bit of a mob, a cult. A cult, one might even say. I mean, there's definitely the dogma aspect, like try to leave and you get, I don't know. There's like lists and stuff for checking off if you're in a cult. But
well, maybe the district attorney had good reason to follow up with those claims because, let's face it, frauditors have a history of going to cops' houses, doxing them, and not only cops, but attorney generals. So maybe those orders aren't just for Sean's conspiracy theories, but maybe for the protection of those officers and their families. Also, Sean just went to the police commissioner's house to accuse him of having an affair to his wife. So, yeah, and your whole little list argument of being a mob or a cult, the same thing can be said for frauditors and their fans.
okay. So all that stuff I just told you about, that all previously happened, okay? What he's about to describe is a new situation. So really it all just stemmed from him trying to record and them not wanting him to record. Then it escalated to, why don't you want me to record? It may be because you are afraid of transparency. People start sending Sean tips, and somebody sent him a tip about this Patrick Ryder guy basically being in charge of like some fund, and maybe he was committing financial crimes or something, right? Sean got that tip. So then Sean starts looking into that commissioner. He's going to talk a little bit about that at the end of the video, but all that already happened, right? So Sean starts looking into the commissioner. I think he might have even hired somebody to conduct an audit into this fund. He starts trying to FOIA request the stuff from the fund. And it's during that time of his investigation process that this incident that he's describing now happened. Okay. So here I have the county kind of districting or whatever of, Long Island or whatever. As you can see all the way to the east, it is Suffolk County all the way to the end. And then next to it, to the west or to the left here, we have Nassau County. All right. So Nassau County, the yellow, probably not as helpful if you're colorblind, but Nassau County right here And then next to it, to the farthest to the right, is Suffolk County, right? So Sean said, I'm in Suffolk County over here, minding my business. And these criminals, is his words, not mine, from Nassau County traveled across the county lines, leaving out of their jurisdiction to come and basically chase me down. Okay. So this is all the incident that we're getting into today.
Well, it would be justifiable for Nassau County to execute a warrant in Suffolk County, seeing how they are adjacent to each other. Plus, the cooperation between the two counties would be legal. They would just have to go there and notify them ahead of time, or even do it via phone call. Hey, we have a warrant for an arrest for this person. They're in your county. Okay. And the process would work like this. They would take him to the Suffolk County Police Department. They would process him for booking, and then process him for transport to Nassau County. And it's all perfectly legal. There are several case precedents allowing it.
Which is going to show the surveillance footage.
They obtained a warrant for my arrest. When I went back to the Department of Social Services to file my FOIL request and to ask my questions that I needed to for my story, I was not overtly recording. No one had any issues with me. I asked my questions. I conducted my business. I was there.
So this is just another revisit that he had done previously where he did record, but I think he did so in a way that was not so obvious. So he didn't have as many problems, but then he did end up posting that video. I did not see it, but I think that's what I heard happen, where he did end up posting that video. They took issue with that video because they did not know he was recording.
So he illegally recorded him going in there and picked up people's private conversations and possible private information and put it up online. Yeah, I can see why they would have a problem with that too.
They tried to get him on surreptitious recording or unlawful surveillance or something, but that statute didn't even apply, probably because they didn't have a reasonable expectation of privacy. I don't know. I've not been up to speed on the case.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
But he's saying, look, I even went back another time. They didn't have any issues with it, and all that. So now, we're going back to the story where we're going to get to the part where he was gang stalked.
No one had any problems with me being there, and I left. That video is up on my channel. They got a warrant signed by a judge through the district attorney's office. Patrick Ryder did.
Or as I refer to him, Patty.
They got a warrant signed by a judge through the district attorney's office. Patrick Ryder did.
Or as I refer to him, Patty.
Okay. Pay attention. Blink and you'll miss it. The district attorney, that's her right there. She likes to call him Patty. They're such good friends. They're such close buddies. She likes to call him Patty. Okay. Patty got a warrant for Sean's arrest from his bestiana right here, Donnelly. She likes to call him Patty. And she also apparently likes to grant ridiculous arrest warrants. I don't know. So they got this arrest warrant through the district attorney's office, these two besties right here. And then Patty sent his thugs across county lines into a place where he did not have jurisdiction.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
To stalk and harass and hunt down Sean. They literally did put his life in danger, and we're kind of building to that moment.
For criminal trespass in the third degree. So now that warrant, they took that warrant and they crossed county lines. I am told they never even let Suffolk County Police Department know that they were looking for me.
Because they are a gang, a mafia.
They unlawfully.
They don't want to ask nobody's permission because they don't think they need it. Unfortunately for them, it's required.
Stopped my tenant and made him identify himself. Let's be clear, Nassau County has no jurisdiction in Suffolk County. They can't just pull random people over and identify them. That's Gestapo behavior, ladies and gentlemen. They find out where I live and they come up on me like gangsters from a movie, like the mafia, like thugs that they are. I'm driving down.
Wow, the land of make-believe.
My block, and this is exactly what happens. A Honda Civic, a dark colored Honda Civic, pulls right in front of me, running me off the road. I had to go off road to get around him. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know they're law enforcement. There was no lights, no sirens, nothing. Just a Honda Civic, an older Honda Civic, pulling right in.
Can you even imagine A dark colored Honda Civic running you off the road in your neighborhood, and there's no police lights, there's no sirens, none of it. It's just someone's running you off the road in a Honda, in an unmarked car.
In front of my car, I felt like I was in a third world country about to get carjacked or something. So instinctually, I went around the Civic off the road, went into my house, and this is the video here. I'll show it to each and every one of you right now. This is what happened. You tell me if this is police.
I keep like almost saying I can't even believe this is real, but like I can.
Because I've talked to many police officers regarding this video. This is not policing. So you see me there. I'm getting out of my car. You see right here the black Honda Civic. I go inside because
look, Sean was running and I would too. He just got run off the road by these literal thugs. And look, I'm still kind of.
Wow, I mean, you could see the fear when he gently jogged to the front door because he probably knew they were cops. But again, what proof of this being forced off the road actually happened? I mean, it's not like that Tesla has cameras on it that would record that and he could access it and release the information if it actually happened.
Holding out hope. I'm like, all right, well, maybe he'll get out of the car and he'll be dressed like a police officer. Oh no, he won't.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea who this person is. I don't know what this man is doing. He just tried to run me off the road. No lights, nothing. I have no idea who this is. Let me stop it right here. He runs after.
He's running. Like, this is literally a nightmare. It's literally a nightmare. Who hasn't had this nightmare? Who hasn't had the nightmare that you're running, you don't know who's chasing you, and this person's running after you? It's literally a nightmare. I mean, this is traumatic. They should have to pay him for emotional distress. Like, he's being stalked. Oh, just wait. It gets worse.
Emotional damage.
It gets worse.
After me.
He's running.
Do you see this man here?
Galloping.
Do you see any badge on him?
No.
No.
Nope.
He's not presenting himself as a law enforcement officer whatsoever. No.
He's wearing a hoodie and jeans. No.
Lights, nothing. He realizes I went inside the house and he stops. He sees my security camera and look what this criminal does.
Yep.
He doesn't pull out his badge. He puts up a mask covering his face once he sees my security camera. Does that sound like law enforcement to you, ladies and gentlemen?
No.
That they cover their face in a baklava?
You dumb bastard.
Okay, Sean, the word you're looking for is not baklava. Baklava is a delicious treat. But the word you're looking for is baraklava. I get it. You're a big boy, and big boys like to have snacks. I'm guilty of that too. But maybe stop thinking with your stomach and start thinking with that brain of yours.
I mean, actually, more recently, yeah.
Because they see a security camera? What does he have to hide?
He really did look right at that security camera. And
why didn't he take out his badge? Look at him. And he's covering his face as he goes back into the Honda Civic. And then he pulls out to the street. And let me show you the other video here. Now, his partner, I guess, I don't know, again,
imagine you look outside and there's two unmarked cars just like in front of your house, people with hoodies. Sean Reyes has reason to fear that at least somebody somewhere would be mad at him and like show up at his house. Like, he also talks in this video about there's kids in his house, there's other stuff going on there. Like, he's got to protect his home. And I just can't even imagine what I would feel like. I would call the police. Because,
well, why didn't he call the cops when he was on the road? He could have said, hey, this car just tried to run me off the road. I'm driving. I need help. They could have had an officer meet him. He could have actually gone to the police station. Instead, he goes straight to his house. And, well, this claim of being run off the road triggers him to jog his chubby butt inside the house and hide. Instead of calling the cops like he did, he hid there.
I would not assume that this was police. I would not assume this was police. I would assume that I was about to be killed. That's what I would assume. I just got run off the road by an older model dark car that could blend in anywhere. Another very common car pulls up. They're both wearing hoodies. When the one guy saw the camera, he pulled. I would think that they were about to kill me. I would think that's what they were doing. I would call the police because there's no way I would think that this was police.
No idea at this point that these two men are law enforcement. You see they have masks on, both of them. Look at that. They said he ran inside the house. Who are these people? Who are these people?
And if they are there on an official law enforcement purpose, why not go knock on his door? Mr. Reyes, Nassau County Police, we have a few questions. We have a warrant, whatever. It's because they know they don't have jurisdiction over there. They don't have jurisdiction. They just rolled across county lines in unmarked, probably personal cars with nondescript dark clothing and covered their faces.
We've been over this, but in case you forgot, sweetheart, they do have jurisdiction. They are allowed to cross the county line and execute a arrest warrant for Sean if it's valid. They would just have to cooperate with the neighboring county, which they did.
Now you can kind of see shiny badge or whatever, but they go back in, and this is what I'm talking about. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. They didn't even let Suffolk PD know. An hour later, after letting Suffolk County PD know, according to my sources, an hour later, they let Suffolk PD know we're in the area.
And would that information come from the source you made up about having an insider on the police force that's leaking out information? Because if you did that, you've now just ruined your investigation. We're going to end the video here. She continues on by going over some more of the footage from the home surveillance equipment and reads an article from a newspaper that Sean covered in a video he uploaded today, which I will cover later in a later video. But if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. If you haven't become a member yet, please consider doing so. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Hank's Corner for improving my shenanigans by adding that little da-da-da-da. It makes me smile, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys. And a special thank you to all my current channel members. Without you guys, I couldn't keep the channel going, so thank you.